I'm very lucky to be in charge of such a wonderful railway, and I'm very proud of my engines too. They all work very hard to keep the railway on Sodor running smoothly. Whether the engines are steam or diesel, fast or slow, big or small, they are all really useful. Samson is a very proud saddle tank engine who came from the mainland to work on Sodor. He's very strong and can pull lots of heavy cargo. In fact, he believes he's the strongest and most useful engine on the island. Just because Samson is strong doesn't mean he knows everything. As Samson found out one day when I asked him to collect some heavy stone from the Blue Mountain Quarry. Samson was proud that he had an important job to do and began to show off to the other engines. But the other engines weren't impressed. They remembered the last time Samson had a job to do. He was too proud to ask the way, and he got lost. At the shunting yard, Samson buffered up to Gordon's express coaches instead of his trucks. Stanley tried to tell Samson about his mistake, but he wouldn't listen. When Thomas arrived at the shunting yard to pick up Gordon's coaches, he was very surprised to hear that Samson had taken them. And the passengers at Wellsworth Station were not happy when the express didn't even stop. James chased Samson, trying to tell him he'd made a mistake, but Samson just wouldn't listen. When I found out that Samson had taken Gordon's coaches, I was very cross and told Gordon to take Annie and Clarabelle to collect the waiting passengers. Then I set off to find Samson. The narrow gauge engines were very surprised when Samson arrived to collect the stone, pulling passenger coaches. Suddenly, proud Samson realised his mistake. Now he knew what the other engines had tried to tell him. He felt very silly indeed. I met Samson on his way to pick up the trucks. I told Samson I was cross, not because Samson had made a mistake, but because he hadn't listened to the other engines when they had tried to help.
Yes, sir. I know, sir. Won't let it happen again, sir.
Finally, Samson did listen and fetched the right trucks and collected the stone from the Blue Mountain Quarry. Samson learned a very valuable lesson that day, that everyone makes mistakes, but we make more mistakes when we act like we know it all. And that's why Samson is a really useful engine.